Hi. I made a couple of changes and added some features to the exporter, so I wanted to do a demo and walk you through all of the changes. So as you can see, at first glance, there are some UI updates. So for example, the most important buttons are now highlighted, so it's easier to find them and focus on what's most important. Uh, also, after adding something to either of those boxes now, if I click Control Z, uh, yeah, the Control Z basically works, and it works also like the other way around. So if I had something in here and removed it and clicked Control Z, I can bring it back. So yeah, so there are undo chunks that allow you to do Control Z operations in here. So if you removed something for for mistake and you want to bring them back quickly, it's as easy as clicking Control Z now. But the most important update and the biggest update is the ability to actually export blend shapes and skinned meshes together with the skeletons. Before it was not possible to do that. Before you could only export the joints and the animation that was baked onto those joints. Right now, it is also possible to export yeah, the whole hierarchies together with blend shapes and skinned meshes attached to those hierarchies. Uh, so yeah, so I have a very simple scene. Let me put this aside for a second, where I have just a couple of joints and controllers that drive those joints and two meshes, a cube and a sphere that has some blend shapes on. So yeah, so animation is on the controllers here. There is nothing baked yet on the skeleton. Uh, and there is a sphere that has a blend shape node, and yeah, as you can see, it just blends between different shapes, uh, and the blend shapes are the morph targets are here, right? So fairly simple, but it will be enough to like illustrate how the exporter works in this case. Uh, so yeah, so let me bring it back, and I will add the root of the hierarchy that I want to export. And as you can see on the right side, there's like a new setting here that's called Export Blend Shapes, and that's exactly what it does. There's also a tooltip right next to it. So if you hover over, uh, yeah, it says that one or more meshes skinned to this skeleton contain blend shapes. Uh, so yeah, so the only thing that you have to actually do is to export, to enable export blend shapes, and now uh, those shapes will be exported together with the animation that we have on the skeleton hierarchy. So yeah, so let's give it a name. Oh, it actually remembered because yeah, all the settings are sync persistent, so I did it before, so it remembered the custom name that I gave it. But yeah, Bob Blend is actually a very appropriate name for this in this case. So let's leave it at that. I will export it, and yeah, I will not enable the scene origin in this case because yeah, it's fairly close to the center, so it will be easy to find it once it exports, so no need for that. But it also works in conjunction with it, so nothing changes. If you want to use it, you can use it. You can also reposition the skeleton to the world origin. That also works perfectly fine. So yeah, feel free to experiment with that. But yeah, but the only thing that we need to do is to now export everything. So let's do that. Let's click export. And yeah, the scene was pretty small, so everything went super fast. So yeah, we got a nice summary now, and it says that we exported successfully the skeleton together with the blend shapes, and also some cleanup was done, which will, yeah, I will explain that in a second. This is not important, but yeah, but you can see it's like completely non-destructive. Everything is exactly as it was before we exported. Nothing changed, nothing baked in the work scene. Everything is fine. You can still go and do your edits. Yeah, same for the blend shapes. Nothing baked in here. We can still go and animate and do some changes and iterate on those things. But let's have a look on how the exported FBX actually looks. So I open a new Maya instance, and I'll open that scene here. So I'll open our blob blend file. And yeah, and as you can see, the animation works. The blend shapes are there. The skinned meshes are there. The animation is baked. Same on the skeleton. So everything worked perfectly. And as you can see, the outliner is also like super neat and clean. All the namespaces are stripped, and there are just the things that we actually want to have in our exported animation file. So just the skeleton and the, the, the changes in the shape that we want to retain in this animation file. So for example, if I go to Unreal, and yeah, I have my skeletal mesh here, and in the morph targets panel, you can see that the morph targets are here and they work and they are animatable. So beautiful. That's exactly what we need. All those are here. Great. So if I import the animation that we just exported, our blob blend, and I will import the only animations, reference the skeleton. I don't want the skeletal meshes, keep the morph targets, and import animations. Yes, everything is fine. So right now, if I preview it, yeah, everything works. Blend shapes are there. Yeah, it works. It works perfectly. So if we go to sequencer and add our skeletal mesh and apply the animation, yeah, the blend shapes also work in sequencer, which is great. But that was a very simple scene, so we can try setting it up, setting the exporter up with something more complex. So I have the same scene here that I had in the previous example, in the base tool demo, just with one change. I'll leave it to the side again. As you can see on our sheriff, yeah, he dances as he danced before, but now he has something funky going on his hat. And that is actually, yeah, like if I click on the mesh and check the channel box, yeah, he has some blend shape nodes enabled on the hat. So it morphs between the base shape and the blend shape node. So let's export that animation using our new function. So again, same as before. Let's find the root of that skeleton. I have a selection set for it here. So yeah, I'll add the sheriff, but I also add the other character to show you that it works if you specify different settings and build a big queue that you can do it all in one go. I'm also going to add the cameras. Then I'm going to change the frame ranges so it exports a little bit quicker just for demonstration purposes. I'll set this one to 100, this one to 50, and this to, again to 50, just to make it faster. I'm going to edit names. Yeah, again, I did it before, so it remembered. So yeah, I'm going to export the one with blend shapes for the sheriff and just the skeleton for Rachel. And yeah, and as you can see in here, the tool detected that the sheriff skeleton hierarchy has some blend shapes attached to it, whereas the other rig doesn't have any. So yeah, so I'll click here that I want to export blend shapes with this, but none for the other character. But if I wanted to, I could also like ignore them. I could export only the skeleton. So it's not that if the rig has blend shapes, I have to export them. No, you can choose not to if you want to. And yeah, in this case, I'm going to enable the scene origin offset because that scene is like super far away from the scene world 0, which is somewhere here. So I'm gonna add it so it's easier to focus on it in our exported FBX. So I'm just gonna find it quickly in Outliner, add it, and that's it. And yeah, the last thing left to do is to check if everything works. Yeah, everything is ready, so we can export. Okay, so it worked. Complete success. We exported a skeleton with blend shapes, 2 cameras, and the scene was cleaned up, which is great. Again, this is not important. So yeah, again, a fully non-destructive workflow. So nothing was baked in here. As you can see, just a couple of keyframes as we had And yeah, no leftovers in the outliner. The scene is exactly as it was before we hit export, which is great. And when we go to inspect our exported animation files, we can open scene, and yeah, let's first look at this one. This was supposed to be just a skeleton. Yeah, again, which it is, and it was repositioned closer to the to the world origin, but relative to the locator that we specified as the scene origin, which is fantastic. And yeah, and the animation was baked, and it was baked just the 50 frames that we wanted to bake, which is great. That's exactly what we wanted. And yeah, and all the leftover things were stripped from the file. The namespaces were stripped. It's just the skeleton. So it's as clean as it can get. And let's see the sheriff. And this one is supposed to have the skinned meshes together with the blend shapes, plus the skeleton with animation on it. And it has one, which is great. So yeah, the animation is there, 100 frames as we want it. And the blend shapes are also here. And the animation is baked, which is great. And again, no leftovers, no parent groups, no controls, no extra locators, nothing. Just the absolutely necessary things are in that file. So yeah, this should be super duper clean. And again, if we go to Unreal and we want to import that animation, I again have my skeletal mesh here, and the blend shape for the hat is there just to make sure. I will import that animation for the sheriff. Again, use the same settings, so just animations, apply it, reference the right skeleton that shares the blend shapes that we want to have. I don't want the skeletal mesh, I just want the animations. Yeah, import. And yeah, and it works. And there's the curve for the hat as a blend shape. So fantastic. And again, if I go to sequencer and apply the animation to our guy, again, everything works, which is awesome. So yeah, so I've found it quite reliable so far. I tested it on different rigs in different use cases, and it worked good. I found some edge cases that I fixed. So yeah, so I hope this helps, and this will speed up your workflow a tiny bit. And yeah, happy exporting.